I'm that girl who wants to make a joke about her already shifting, and now I'm in the fifth dimension. um, hello, 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 hello. How is everybody doing today? Fantastic times, isn't it? Fantastic times as we all get to sit there minding our own business, watching humanity wake up. Exciting, fantastic, right? And it's not our responsibilities to go with their roller coaster emotional ride, because we've done that. We've done that. We've watched it. We know that it ends well. Thank goodness, right? It ends well. Some of you may choose to go back again and again and again and again and again, and that is your choices that we get to support you with. But it's very interesting, and I love speaking to my spiritually mature friends because we always get to crack up about our choices, and we always have little condiments of what if scenarios, because when you're in that state of not really buying into the drama of the 3D that it's trying to taunt us with, we're delicious, says the drama, it's really juicy, you could be in deep fear, says the drama, and we just say, no, thank you, not today. So then we start chatting away. And usually it sounds like this. We know the information that we know in sessions. We've had so many of our own sessions, we know it. We have full faith and full trust that something big is happening, and we know why. And it's all good. We are totally prepared for whatever comes, whatever may come. We're not going to be fixated on dates, because we know that dates are man-made constructs, and we know humanity is as slow as something, right? Making slow choices to realize that money never actually empowers you, to know that control and manipulation never really empowers you, and just distracts you and all that sort of stuff. So as humanity is starting to realize that you're responsible for you, and that you're responsible to love others and not be distracted and just follow the main narratives, you have the luxury, like us, to be able to stop and just sort of chit chat and spitball a whole lot of funny ideas about what's happening to humanity and why, or what could be. So, we always laugh about this because we're not going to be bothered with the density of the 3D. We find this can be quite funny. When you have your balance in neutral, you can find it quite funny, and that naturally uplifts us. And this is why many of the sessions, they sort of say to clients, you've forgotten to be funny. And it's like your guides are watching you do your whole serious 3D life in slow motion. And then they're like, you don't do things funny for us anymore. And they sort of, obviously they're not judging, but they like us when we're funny. They like us when we're fun. And they like us when we are not nitpicking and going into super, super close focused details of all our worries and fears. Yeah. And so remembering it's the emotions that we just need to be in tune with. There's a really good chapter on Mastering the Old Earth about playing with the emotions and feeling into them. And once you acknowledge the emotion you're feeling, done. Don't need to keep convincing yourself you're in fear or lack. You don't need to keep convincing yourself. You've got the proof of those feelings. Now unpack it, identify it, label it, list it, figure out where it's connected to and how it's been repeating in your life. Know, is this a rational fear? And all that stuff. So anyway, fantastic times. They want me to talk about this. So I will, because I'm of service, and I'm not going to use my ego or my judgment or my worries and fears to block it. So, this is these sessions, right? This is these conversations, me talking about what my guides are prompting to tell you today. And so one of the other sessions they mentioned, it was about a horse. And so you're in this beautiful, lush paradise paddock, and you have this horse that's always been in this fenced-in paddock, it's alone. Well, it actually thinks it's alone. And so it's there and it's being broken in. And I don't quite know how one breaks in a horse, but I can't imagine it's empowering or enlightening. It would be the complete opposite. And it's quite heartbreaking when we think about it, really, because we know that horses are here to heal humanity. They are a higher frequency than us. They have more advancements and connections to their souls. They're so ridiculously wise, beyond. So wise. So don't judge and just hold love and space for us. So the horse collective is just right there. And, you know, they're doing their own healing still because, you know, of what humans have done to them. The animal kingdom actually still has respect for each other. And while we think, oh gosh, look at them eat, like look at the lions, you know, snacking on a gazelle or something. Is that was that the model, or is that an actual wilderness beast? Whatever. Okay, so lots of humans in the past have gone, look at what animals do to animals. We can completely do the same. And it's not like for like, is it? Because when we know how the animal kingdoms actually truly function, they're not corrupt. They don't just, you know, you don't see a fat animal, do you? You don't see a big fat animal that's gluttonful. No, you don't. You see that they only eat for necessity, not because they've been watching stuff and distracting themselves from their inner work. You know, there's lots to be said about that, right? So anyway, stop distracting myself. Let's focus on this horse that they're wanting me to talk about today. So the horse has been broken in, and I will get to the horse collective, but I'll do that privately. Anyway, because it makes me sad that they're still working through it. So we can just send them love and acknowledgement, and anyone else that would like to give love and acknowledgement and gratitude to the horse collective who came here to this planet to help assist us humans be better. We want to thank you and honor you deeply, as we all should, right? We should all be very grateful. And it's not just humans that are here to try and help humans, is it? Humans in meat suits helping other humans in meat suits. We're here all as souls. Those horses are souls, just like us as well. So anyway, I will stop distracting myself and take you in this direction of what they're wanting you to know, and remind yourselves of it, that session. If someone can find it and link it into the comments, that would be fantastic. And hopefully you are all being guided to the most appropriate sessions that you want to listen to, that you still need. A lot of people say, I keep listening to this one session and I don't know why they keep listening to this one session. And then, you know, when you talk about it with them, the session theme and content is the same that they're struggling with, but they can't quite identify it as themselves because they can't see that within themselves. And intuitive people can read other people really well and the different dynamics and situations. It's a little bit different when it's in your own home and you're emotionally attached to people, because you can't be objective. So anyway, sorry. The horse broken in a field by itself, in its illusions and in its perspective. And, you know, the whole time it's just living in there. And while we think, oh gosh, that must be so cruel and horrible that it's there all by itself, and it doesn't seem to be very happy, it's not hanging out with friends and doing frolicking, it's just standing there and sometimes eating and grazing alone. Very sad, but that's all it knows. So, you know, it's not miserable for itself because it's just going with the flow. And then, you know, and also it kind of feels like it knows its range. It respects its range, never tries to jump over the fence. It just stays within and it complies. It 100% complies. And so in this session, they were showing me, I think, I can't remember. Anyway, it was a good one. Focusing, Joanne, is the So then somehow a miracle happens. The farmer either gets compassion, or the farmer, let's just for this talk, let's just imagine the farmer, do we think he'd grow a moral compass, consciousness, or no, the horse collective was like, no, we want the farmer. And like they're saying not all farmers are horrible, so please don't think that I'm trying to say this, because it's not the case at all. But the horse collective is still here, and the horse collective is saying, we want the farmer. We're wanting the farmer to have been overrun. Totally, like somehow all of the horse and animal collectives all came together and got humans together and pushed humans to be more morally respectful of the way of treatments of animals, knowing the gifts for humanity, not just food sources for humanity. And so some of the horse collective are sort of saying we destroyed them, and I'm sort of trying to say, well, yeah, okay, so you destroyed the farmers, but then, you know, aren't you just creating more trauma and stresses? So anyway, yes, definitely feels like there's lots of private things that I need to be talking to today with some of these souls still who are traumatized being horses, and we can respect that, but I'm going to try and focus and trying to get my attention. So I'm loving this energy, I just have to say, by the way, because it's so exciting. There is just so much excitement behind the scenes. So I think that's why I'm a little bit distracted, and it's Friday, and it's anyway. Sorry. Okay, so for whatever reason, the farmers, you know, the fences. Yeah, I'm not even going to discuss the farmers anymore. I'm just going to say the fences have gone. Okay, so the fences have gone. So whatever has overruled, destroyed that system of corruption or limitations, or whatever you want to label it, because this is, I think, your teams is saying this is your homework, if you choose to accept it, is understanding that humanity is the horse that has been broken their souls down, not their will, let's just say their will, okay, their will to see that they're actually fantastically fast, majestic, powerful powerhouses for this planet, and that they are supposed to run free and run wild, not be owned and not be controlled and manipulated, and to be able to find their herds, and then move together in beautifulness, and just find humans that are lost, and circle the humans, apparently, and be able to okay. I'm being very distracted today, and I'm sorry. The horses are wanting to say that how they love to honor humans is by like surrounding the humans, and then they do their own like dance and ceremony to show the strength that they have, and that they actually have their own hierarchy system within the horse herd, and they have utter respect for humans. And they want humans to realize that they're just as strong, and that they are just as beautiful and special and unique. And when you are in your flocks, you are just as powerful. So yeah, there's a lot going on there today. I'm sorry. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out, I'm going to ask my teams, is this okay? So the horse collective, there's some horse souls that need some acknowledgement today, so I'll deal with that privately. You guys need to hear about this as well, because together we're going to help. Together we'll sort out that. I can do that privately, and you guys listening can just send your love and acknowledgement to the horses. And if you need inspiration, Google or watch videos of free horses, in terms of horses that are not bridled up, and horses that are not being rid on, but allowed to be one with nature and free. They really want us to honor that today. Oh God. Okay, so there's that. Okay, so anyway, getting back to humanity, so I can focus on this and let you guys go, because I feel like this is and I've got other things I need to say to you today as well. So when you remove the fences away, what does the horse do? The horse felt safe with those confinements and those restrictions. The horse knew its boundaries. The horse also assumed that those fences were protecting it and making it safe. And so when you take away those systems, when you take away those structures, the horse suddenly feels very vulnerable. And yet it's the most freest it's ever been. But its perception is that it's still small, weak, isolated, and alone. And so if we can just imagine that's been part of our journey as well. The reason why the Horse Collective is here is to be able to get in on this, because if they're going to be used for this analogy to help humanity see that it is not locked in a cage anymore, and that it is more powerful than it can recall, the Horse Collective want to come in and say that was our history too. And I think we get that and we honor that. And so we all do that. We can do that together. That's not a problem. And so there's that. So we want to honor all that have had these challenging experiences to be downtrodden. And we get to understand as big souls that never get to experience this in other dimensions because we are doing other things and not experiencing these physical challenges. But that's part of the allure of a soul wanting these physical challenges, because it's just so foreign. It's completely foreign to us when we're our greater counterparts, when we're back in a bigger a collection of souls with our SC, right? So we know that for some of us, most of us, our SC is, the higher dimensional version of self. So, it's not the highest. We know that we are multidimensional beings, and, we are all having these different dimensional experiences to then be gained back into the collectives, to then go back to source. We know all of that. And so sometimes when we are focusing on our emotions in 3D, we forget. We easily forget. And that's fine. That's part of the process and the lessons and experiences that we have. Okay, so yes, I really hope that we get to listen to that horse video analogy, because I think whatever is discussed there is also really important and prevalent to information today for what's going on for humanity today. And there was another thing. So when we, I feel so disconnected because the Horse Collective is talking. I might just wrap it up for there today, guys, just because I feel like there's more work that needs to be done. And so I will leave you with that information about humanity's fences are coming down, obviously, right? And what happens? Does humanity then suddenly want to rebuild that fence and create like for like? We know we have to have different structures. We know we have to have different systems. What is that going to look like? And ultimately, when you take away those fences, the only thing that they want to feel safe and protected is the only thing that they know, and they will want to build those fences back up again. And so this is like when people lose their faith and trust and hope, they want those fences, they want those restrictions. Okay, very interesting. I did have heaps of other things I wanted to say to you today as well, but I will leave that for another time. But all is well, my friends. Remember that we only limit ourselves, and there is truly no fences that are around us apart from the fences we create. And so with that, I will say much love to you all, and I hope that you have an empowering day, finding your true essence of self and reminding yourself you are limitless unless you limit yourself.